What's going on, man? It's your boy Jay over here, Black Orange 223, and as you can tell from the thumbnail, we are talking about the Walther PDP 5-inch steel frame match. Man, that's a mouthful. But let's roll that intro. We're gonna dive in. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, my insight, whatever you want to hear about it. I got it for you. Well, let's go.
You're killing the other intros. There's room for you to learn and to grow. Step up your info. Yeah. Put up a pistol. It's Black Orange 223. This is the intro.
But I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing to the channel. Without you guys, this channel won't go anywhere. So thank you once again. But let's go ahead and dive into the Walther steel frame match, right? For YouTube purposes, I already cleared the gun off camera. You can see through, I can see through. Gun is clear. There's nothing inside, nothing in the way. Fantastic. So let's dive into some of the features that came with the Walther steel frame PDP. Oh my God, that's a mouthful. So we just gonna call it the PDP. All right, so right out the gate, you already know the difference between this and a standard Walther.
Are you ready?
Which I have an example here. This is just a polymer frame version, right? This is a steel frame Walther. Man, this thing is more comparable to the Q4, the Q5 that they did a couple years back. But this is on a whole nother level. They're saying basically this is a race gun who meets a duty gun. You cannot beat that, man. The overall weight for this thing is about 40.1 ounces. And you feel all of it. I mean, no felt recoil. Gun slides like it's butter every time you pull the trigger. I can't not shoot anything else. I am addicted to shooting this gun. It comes optic ready. You do have to reach out to Walther. They'll give you all the information you need inside of the box to reach out to get the plate that you need, that you want to run for your gun. It's pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty quick. They usually, like the fastest time I've seen so far people getting it is about 4 days. That's the fastest I've seen so far. It does come with their new dynamic Walther trigger. This thing is bananas. There is really no creep. Well, maybe a few ounces creep, but once you start firing, I probably put about 4,000 rounds through this thing so far. All of that creep just disappears. I mean, immediately, right? So since it's already clear, nothing to worry about here. If you look closely, that's it. That is the take up. That's your wall. That's your pull through. Reset, right there. Beautiful. Outside of the dynamic trigger that they put into the match, what else do you get, right? What makes it more, what makes it worth the money? What makes you want to say, hey, I already got a Q5, I already have a Q4. Why do I want to change that aspect of the gun? Well, they revamped it all the way around. This 40 ounce, let's just say my Q4, right? There's also a Q4 we have here. What's the difference between the two, right? It is massive over the 4, right? You barely can see the gun, right? This is more of a steel frame, which weighs the same as a Walther PDP, but here are some of the downfalls that I say they changed, right? The aspect of it, the overall grip, right? This is a compact grip on a 40 ounce firearm. So if you're trying to use it for competition or something like that, yes, you were able to use it. Yes, it's fun shooting it, it's fantastic, but you kind of fell short where you kind of want to get a full size grip on your firearm and not have to worry about missing some of that, but along with increasing your round capacity out of the gate. That Walther Q4, Q5 series was a 15 round magazine capacity. That kind of bites, right? I spent all that money, and once I can get this 15 round capacity, yes, you can buy mag extenders that kind of push it out, which is cool, but it kind of makes the gun look awkward, right? This is a full size frame, so it comes with 18 round capacity, 3 of them. Matter of fact, you actually get 220 and 118 with this gun, which gives you a great start. So even on top of that, if you add on the extensions, you're going to get 22, 24, depending on where you go and where you get it from. What Walther also did was add the wraparound grips to this firearm, such as they did on the Q5, Q4, which allows you to kind of customize and change the type of grip that you have on your firearm. So you can also reach out to lock grips. Like these are a set of lock grips I put on here as well. Very nice Veloce style, great grip for EDC if you want, or competition. It kind of covers both ground, but you have multiple different options you can kind of choose for when it comes to the grip, right? which, like I said, I love on the Q4 and the Q5 that they had the option to kind of change the grips out, which made that gun easier to shoot because I can get some palm swells and give me that ability to kind of get a better grip on that firearm. This gun and the ones they have also as well that's out, which I would love to kind of get my hands on and shoot, which they have. This is the 5-inch. They have a 4.5, and they also did a 4-inch. So kind of give everyone an opportunity to shoot what they're comfortable with. When I tell you, you cannot go wrong with shooting this gun, it's going to blow your mind. Like, I'm dead serious. It's going to blow your mind. The recoil impulse is amazing. It tracks beautifully. So now that we've gone through the meat and potatoes, looked at some of the specs for this gun, and kind of broke it down from top to bottom, my personal experience with this thing has been next level. Outside of PDP, I haven't met anything else out of maybe like a steel frame or anything in that realm besides 2011s that feel this good while shooting. When I tell you yes, this is a, let's just say 41 ounce handgun, but the weight is so balanced, dead center. So when shooting this gun, not only does it turn to zero immediately for being a 5-inch, but it's so balanced that the gun does not rock back, does not drop down. As long as you're keeping the right grip pressure, this gun stays center every single shot, making things so much easier to be accurate with this firearm without even trying, right? The dynamic trigger is another thing I fell in love with at first. It kind of threw me off because there's really no real take up. So as soon as you get on the trigger, you depress the safety in the trigger, you're on the wall immediately. So if you're not comfortable with that, it may take you a little bit of time to get used to shooting that. Like, I probably put about 4,000 rounds through this firearm so far, and I am in love with that trigger. It is next level. I understand why they're selling out so fast, and you can hardly find these anywhere, right? Downside that irritated me with this was it took a minute to get the plate. So that, I would say, that's really my only gripe with this firearm. Please just throw a standard RMR plate in the box. If we want something else, we'll go somewhere else and get that plate. But just give us something to start out with. I put a Swamp Fox Justice 2 to 30mm window optic on here, and it rides beautifully, consistent. The gun keeps the dot in the window. Man, I really don't have too many bad things to say about this firearm. This thing is unnecessarily accurate. And again, like you said, the aftermarket support for this gun is already there. You got grips out there from Lock Grips. You can kind of change out a lot of things. You can tweak the trigger, spring weights you can kind of get. Another thing I did swap out immediately was the actual factory guide rod spring. It's kind of oversprung. It's a 19-pound guide rod spring, and you can feel it. But with this gun, the way the weight sits, you can't really tell. You know what I'm saying? You'll break it in after a couple hundred rounds through it on that spring, but then it sits normal. But I found just switching out the spring takes it to a whole nother level as well. I kind of put a ZR Tactical long stroke guide rod, 14-pound spring in here. This thing feels so soft, they're accurate, and I cannot go wrong with this gun. No matter how hard I try to mess up, this gun is still going to put you where you need to put, even if you're attempting to kind of throw yourself off. You'll still get what you want out of this gun. But the more you put into it, the better it becomes. Like, compare this to, let's say, again, my steel frame Q4. These two are the same weight. I just feel that they created more of a balance. This gun is balanced. Like, I can shoot the heck out of this gun. But the same weight that they put into that, they put into here. But they just changed it somehow. Ergonomically, it makes you more accurate. Like, yeah, of course, you want to make sure your skill set is there. I don't say go out and buy this gun. It's going to make you a best shooter, but it will definitely give you some help. I'm being honest with you. Like, it can handicap you, but you want to be careful. Make sure you're actually honing your skills and using your skills to pull the best you can get out of this gun. All right, so in this overall steel frame, man, Walther did 3 configurations, right? This is the 5-inch version. They did a 4.5 and then a 4-inch version for more of a compact, and the one is more duty aspect. This one honestly can pull double duty. You can do duty, you can do competition shooting, you can do EDC. Same with the 4.5. Even with the 4, I would probably say the 4 is more just for EDC because that's what Walther's really known for. That's where they started at. That's what they love to do. And I'm right there with them. I love all of their guns. And so far, it's beautiful. This one, you get slide serrations on it as well. The long mounted range, full mounted range. So pretty much any light on there will be flush or just a little bit above it. The 4.5 doesn't have the slide serrations, but honestly, it's still a beautiful firearm. So as the 4, there are deep grooves that cut all the way to the top. This thing, aesthetically, is beautiful. There's not much more I can say about this, man. If you haven't been watching throughout this entire thing, follow me on Instagram at BlackRons223.